Well, we continue our Family Matters series this morning with a look at teens and money. Many families can no longer afford to let their kids just hang out at the mall or even shop there. And some young people are even pitching in to help, as Early Show national correspondent Hattie Kauffman reports.
For 16-year-old Jennifer Gill, dancing used to be the highlight of her week.
I would come home and I would do my homework and stuff, and then we'd go, let's go to dance class, let's go to dance class. And I'd go and I'd be all happy.
She's been dancing since she was 7. But last month, Jennifer had to put her shoes away. Her family just can't afford it anymore.
To be stronger.
Jennifer's mom, Maria, will lose her job at a paper company in June.
I have to help my mom here, take care of my little sisters, clean the house because my brothers work, my little sister has to go to school, so I just kind of have to stay here to help my family.
Not the typical stuff teenagers usually deal with.
My mom, I used to go shopping with her like practically every weekend. We'd go out to breakfast, and now since she has to work a lot more, it's like I don't see her as often as I want to. Basically, just the hardest part for me was having to realize that this is all happening because of the economy.
It's hard for everybody. It's not only my family, it's everybody, everywhere. And we're lucky we have a home.
What Jennifer has gained is perspective.
It's scary being a teenager and having to go through this. Look, if you really think about it, that means I'm growing up a lot faster. No matter how hard it's been or how hard the situation is, my family has always taught me that you can get through no matter what.
Hattie Kauffman, CBS News, Pomona, California.
Janet Bodner is editor of Kiplinger's Personal Finance Magazine and author of Raising Money, Smart Kids. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too,
We've
Harry.
got some advice for parents out there who are going through this. So many families trying to figure out how to have this conversation with their children. And the first thing, once you start to decide to broach this subject, is you want to be age appropriate, right?
Exactly, because younger kids obviously aren't going to be able to process as much information as older kids and teenagers.
Yeah.
But what you always have to remember is, as you just showed, kids will always step up to the plate to help out a family.
They can do it. They can absolutely do it. One of the other things, as you're trying to think about this conversation, is the fact that you may be embarrassed by your financial situation is not a reason to not have the conversation.
That's right, because no matter what you've done, you always know more about money than your kids. So that's number one. You have to remember that.
Right?
You hope. But also, you can always, take this as a way of getting your own house in order. So, for example, if you're not a saver and you're kind of embarrassed by that, well, shoot, go sign up for your employer's retirement plan or get your bank to take out $50 a month for your vacation
Sure,
fund.
might as well get your house in order and then pass that along to everybody else. And you also say it's important to take control of the conversation.
That's right, because ask the kids, and they're hearing this report perhaps, they're hearing about what's happening with their friends' families, even if there's not something that's going on with your family.
It's everywhere.
It is everywhere, so ask them what they're hearing, and then you can know how to respond.
And the first thing you need to do is let kids know it's going to be okay. Because kids will get scared.
That's right, and they see things in black and white. If they see something bad on television, they think, oh, I'm going to be out on the streets. You want to reassure them. Reassurance is really important. And if you are facing a bad situation, say a job layoff, at least be honest with them and have a plan, again, for dealing with it, which helps both of you.
Well, it behooves you to get your act together.
Exactly.
Especially as you were saying before, because if you're facing a layoff, you don't want to just go home and start pulling your hair out and say, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. You've got to get your stuff together and communicate that
with
to your
the kids.
kid.
I think that's very important.
Provide some concrete ways they can help. We were all talking about Julie worked at a deli when she was a teenager. Dave's worked jobs. I went to work on the farm when I think I was this tall. But it really is. I mean, kids can really pitch in.
Yes, they can. They like to pitch in. Again, they step up to the plate. They help out with the family. Sometimes you really need, and nowadays the family may actually need the income.
Seriously
need the income. But even if it's just for the kids' own discretionary expenses, which is always a good idea, even before the financial situation happened. But just having them contribute, either through working, stepping up there, babysitting, lawn mowing, that sort of thing, taking on their own financial responsibilities.
And maybe even if the recession doesn't affect you directly, it's made everybody sort of really rethink their households and how they spend money, how they dole money out to the kids. This is a good time to sort of rethink the allowance process, right?
Right. Allowances are great, I think, at any given time because, again, the kids have to make their own choices and their own decisions with their own money.
Right.
But now, this is the prime teachable moment. You know, everyone,
Sure.
we're doing this segment today, which shows that it's on everyone's mind.
Right.
So to expand that allowance, or again, to give them certain financial responsibilities is a good thing to do.
We talked about this once some time ago. Was there some sort of a formula for kids? What is it?
Right.
Do you have a little pocket formula that you use?
With my little calculator.
Yeah.
I often get asked how much allowance to give, and I always say start with a weekly allowance that's equal to half a child's age. And I say that because people seem to be comfortable, parents seem to be comfortable with that figure, and then you can always adjust it up or
Right.
down or have
Sure.
them earn extra money by doing extra chores, that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
There you go. Janet, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much.